Well, we're stepping it up here as we're getting ready for the AFL Goldfields Senior Competition Grand Final. We've got some of the stars here from Redan. We've got Erin, we've got Georgie, we've got Pete. Thanks for joining us, guys. You're all getting a bit excited.
Very excited.
Oh, don't all talk at once. Yeah, you see, the tension's just so tight. You can cut it through with a knife. All right, Georgie, tell us a little bit about how you're feeling about the big day.
It's really exciting. It's a great experience, especially to be playing at Mars Stadium as well. It's probably the first time any of us have played there, so it's going to be a big ground and against a tough competition, so it's going to be really exciting. Which
position do you play?
Midfield mainly.
Excellent. And I know you probably have a few issues on the day, like was an opponent with your name as well. Right, tell us a little bit about that story. Tell us some of the confusion that's going to happen on the field at Mars Stadium.
It's the classic yelling out for Georgie to move from the coach's box and not knowing actually who's yelling out to which Georgie, and that 10 seconds probably looking around going, is that me? And it's not.
And with Mars Stadium as well, that'll be able to echo as well. Yeah. So is the look of your confusion. Erin, tell us a little bit about how you're looking forward to the day.
I'm pretty excited as well, pretty keen to get out on Mars Stadium for the first time. It's a big oval, so looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, and your position?
I play on the wing or half-back flank.
So you'll be looking forward to playing on the nice wide open spaces of Mars Stadium?
Yeah, definitely having a bit of a run, hopefully.
Yeah. And has Pete been working you out, giving you keeping you on your toes and making you do a bit of extra fitness work, a few extra laps around the oval to prepare you for the game?
A little bit. I mean, coming up to the grand final, we've been training a bit harder to try and get our fitness up to be able to take on the bigger field, and having the opportunity to also train at the City Oval, which is a similar size as well, has been really good.
Fantastic. Now, Pete, tell us how you're all looking forward to it and what it's been like to coach the girls this year.
Well, yeah, we are looking forward to it, but it's been a pleasure to coach the girls this year, or the women. They're really matured as a group, both on and off the field, in terms of the culture they've brought to the club. So they're running their own show. This is something that they've wanted to do. This is something that we said at the start of the year that we were going to do to get to the grand final, and I'm just preparing them for that moment, and they've done everything asked of them so far.
How has the season gone? Obviously, to make grand finals is exceptional, but obviously it's been an interesting path to get there as well. Yeah,
we started way back in the last day of January in pre-season.
Yep.
And we did a whole series of warm-up games before we got to round one. We hit round one pretty well, and we continued on that vein of good form. And like I say, we've developed a whole squad of players. So we're pretty confident that no matter who gets the football or a game on Sunday, we'll perform really well.
Georgie, what has probably been one of the games that you have felt has defined the team to be successful this year? Was there any one game where you walk off the field and you're like, I think we worked really hard to win that one, and we're quite proud of our efforts?
I think for me personally, probably the semi-final against East a couple of weeks ago, it was probably the game that as a team we've clicked really well, and we played everyone the way that we wanted to, and it showed on the scoreboard at the end of the game. So it's probably one of the best games that we've played all season, and it's good to sort of come to that point at this end of the season and hopefully bring it into Sunday and get the win on Sunday as well.
Excellent. And Erin, we know that it's going to be a lot of intensity on the day, and wet conditions may be a factor. How have the team sort of played this year in the wet?
We haven't really had much opportunity to play in real wet conditions like we have in the past, but I guess coming from Ballarat, we love the wet and we love wet weather football, so I'm personally hoping that it's going to be a pretty wet game and get a bit muddy on the field, so it'll be a bit of fun as well.
Excellent. Pete, what has been the record against East Point this year? Obviously, a good performance a couple of weeks ago in the semi-final. Have you had the wood over them over the course of the year, or have you sort of split the battles?
Yeah, well, we've played them 3 times. I've got a body of work to look at in terms of where we match up against them, and we've had 2 wins and they've had 1.
Yep.
So they keep us on our toes. But yeah, we look forward to this week with confidence because of the second semi-final. Like I said, as Georgie said, we clicked as a team, and that's been the thing that really drives our scoring. And it's only 2 weeks since we last played, so it's in our recent memory some good things against them.
What are some of the things, one particular factor that they might have the wood over you that might cause you a few problems, or one of their big strengths?
Oh, well, I guess their good strength is that they've got a good midfield, but so do we, and that will be where a lot of the decision about the games, which way it will go. But I think what we've also got going for us is that we've got a broader depth of players right down to a deep bench, that at any one time, if one of the on-ballers isn't performing or has an injury, we can slot another player in there that perform just as admirably. So we've worked really hard and invested in our depth right across our playing group, and also our forward line. I think we've got some really well functioning players that can turn a game. Sensational.
Well, last one, girls. I'll start with you, Georgie. Well, obviously, playing on Mars Stadium is going to be a fantastic experience, and playing in a grand final. Is it going to be a bit of a challenge to sort of keep the nerves down and as part of this unique experience?
I think so, for sure. We've got a lot of new players this year. A few of us had the advantage of playing North Geelong last year in the grand final as well, and having that loss. So I think there are definitely nerves there, because we're probably in with a bit more of a chance to win this year compared to last year. But yeah, also settling the nerves of the new girls that it's the first time out there. But for all of us, it's the first time out there with such a big stadium around us. So hopefully there's a big crowd there as well to get the noise up. So it'll be a very unique experience that I don't think any of us have ever been in before. So yeah, hopefully we can sort of hit the ground running as soon as the first whistle goes.
Fantastic. And Aaron, lastly, you'll get probably an opportunity to play under lights, so that's available there. That'll be a pretty good way to finish the grand final, should you be holding a Premiership Cup as well. A unique experience, starting in the day and then finishing the night. It'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that'll be pretty cool. We did have a one-night game against East a few weeks back in the end of the season, so going back under lights is pretty exciting, but also got to contain the nerves till 4:30, so that's a bit of a downside. But I guess, yeah, playing under lights at Mars is pretty cool, so looking forward to that.
Fantastic. Well, guys, best of luck on the occasion. Thanks so much for jumping on board, and we wish you all the best on the big stage.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.